Oh my goodness. Shola, please, let's test your mic. Can we hear you? Let's
Hello,
just say hello.
hello everyone from Lagos, Nigeria. Can you hear
Hey, yay, we can hear you loud and clear. Fantastic. All right. So you just calmed our nerves right now.
me?
All right, cool.
Thank
Shola, thanks for joining. I love you. I love your glasses, by the way. And I think it's cool. Very Gen Z.
you. Tech
Let's not
classes. Free and go.
yeah, let's not tell them how old we are. It's fine. But good to have you. So cool. Let's do a bit of an introduction. So Shola, thank you for joining. So again, I want to say a big welcome to all the guys who are joining us. This is actually the MannyVille's 7.0. All right, meaning that this is like our seventh episode, and pretty much what we do is have what we call tech versations, all from a storied angle. All right, we are very happy for those who have joined every single session. What we also did at the end of the year was to reward one particular guy who had been with us every single session we've held, and we have already inducted him into the MannyVille ecosystem, and we're helping him pursue his tech career. But we are happy to the entire community of guys who are very eager, who participate, who are the guys who always try to make this really, really exciting. All right. For those who are joining us for the very first time, some of Shola's audience, we hope, actually, we're sure that you're going to have a very small time tonight. Okay. For those who don't know me, and I'm doing this just for the guys who are joining us for the very first time, my name is Adesakin. Please feel free to call me Manny. During my day job, I am the head of HP in Nigeria, head of the country director for Nigeria. And I also lead the channel sales team for East and West Africa. Now, on my second shift, like today, I am your chief griot. Now, for those who don't know what griot means, it means I'm your chief storyteller. All right, and I'm the host also of this series. Why are we having this series, guys? I think it's important that we also start with why. So the continent is currently at the crossroads, and I think that a lot of people talk a lot about the problems and the challenges we have in Nigeria. So for us, we believe that whether it's provision of jobs, whether it's security, whether it's health, whether it's giving our people a fighting chance on the global stage, you do need to begin with tech. Tech needs to be front and center of the conversations. Now, it's easy to talk about tech, but if we want to operationalize tech, we need to have a 3D. So what do we call the 3D? The 3D is devices, is data, and it's digital literacy, okay? So in this series, we touch all of those points, all right? Whether it's devices, we ensure that at least one person gets a device and is fully set up for their tech journey. We definitely give a lot of data, and you cannot leave a MannyVille series without having some digital literacy in terms of education. So for us, that's what we do. We will continue to shine the spotlights on the positives coming out of the continent. There's so many bright spots in Nigeria. A lot of people talk about the challenges. We have no problems with that. We think conversation is always healthy, but we want to at least light a candle in the dark. We want to inspire the young people to never stop dreaming. That's another thing that we do very, very well here. And hopefully we're going to bring back the AFCON tomorrow, guys. And that definitely will be a big dream realized. And then importantly, we want to hopefully point the direction and offer clarity to people who want to start their journey. But our start so far, we've given out about 12 laptops. Over 15 people have gotten data, and then a lot of people are in the process of, improving their digital literacy skills. So the question would be that, how do we do this? We do this in this kind of environment where we get industry giants like Shola in their various fields to come and talk to us about their stories, and then help us decide who will give the device to, but hopefully inspire us as well along the way. And it's not really all serious talk, Shola, so please, I know you do this serious talk for a living. We also try to have some fun in the process. So the questions as well will reflect that. Why are we doing tech and finance? Now, tech helps finance, finance helps tech. I think it's a symbiotic relationship. For those of you who do not know, the global fintech, and this is stats, we do some stats here, Shola is the master at this. For those of you who do not know, the global fintech market is projected to reach a whopping $481 billion by 2030. We like to know these industries so we can help our guys aspire to get into these industries. And so we had, 2 weeks ago, we had the Piggyvest co-founder here, who was talking fintech specifically. Now, in Africa, where this is the fastest growing region for fintech, and it will increase by over 65 billion in a couple of years. All right, so tech is evolving, and the opportunities are great. But then we realize that a lot of businesses fail because they cannot balance their books. That's one of the biggest failures in businesses today. All right, and that's why we have Sola to come and help us point us in the right direction. Okay, so what are we to expect today? We'll definitely have a great conversation with Sola. I'll read a bit about her. I'll do a citation for Sola, by the way. and it's heavy, all right? We'll just try to compress it as much as we could because she has an intimidating resume. Then some people are going to have an opportunity to pitch for a laptop. Again, I speak to those guys. We have our selection committee in the background vetting most of you guys there. We'll choose 5 people who are the most passionate, the most engaged, and then you have the opportunity to give a 1-minute pitch about why you think you are the best person for the laptop. Please don't tell us about how you trekked from Igondo to Moshalashi. Don't tell us about how NEPA is not giving you light. Just tell us why you think you are the best person to get this laptop and why you think you can join this ecosystem so that we can help you on your tech journey. So engagement is very, very critical as we go along. Okay, so let me begin with a story. We like to tell stories. A couple of years ago, decades, maybe 1 or 2 decades ago, and this just talks about how evolution happens and how opportunities are important, for people to take. I was in Lagos State University, maybe 200 level, and hopefully you can guess how old I am now by some of these clues that I've left. And I had saved a whopping amount, 5,000 naira. I'd saved 5,000 naira. And back in the days, I was thinking of how do I save this money? I didn't want to do a draw. I didn't want to do a susu. I didn't want to put anything into a piggy bank. I wanted to put it in a brick and mortar bank. So what I did, I took a bus all the way from Ojo, Ajangbadi, down to Egbeda. Guys, we came from the hood, right? And then I went to First Bank. I hope I'm not dereping First Bank. And I said to them, I want to open a bank account, and I have 5,000 naira. They looked at me, they said, sit down, kept me there for 15 to 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. And the lady came to me and said, how do you intend to fund this account? I was like, I don't understand what you mean. I want to save. She said, I'm sorry, we cannot open the savings account for you because the minimum is 50,000 naira and you're a student, you can't afford to fund this account. And so they turned me back. Of course, I was dejected. I went all the way back to my hostel with my whopping 5,000 naira and they were refusing to save my money. All right. Now, a week or 2 later, a guy who's like a lifestyle billionaire now, back in the days, he was a young man aspiring, a young aspiring man in the banking industry named Tony Elumedu, decided to start an initiative in banking where he says he wanted to bank the underbanked. I'll bank the underbanked. And he said, guess what? Come and open a bank account with 0 naira, right? I mean, no one told me. I definitely took another bus. Bus was fashionable, but taking a bus was fashionable back in the days. No Ubers, by the way, back in the days. And I went over to First Bank and I opened my very first bank account. In fact, I told them, you said I can open it with 0 here, I'll give you 2,000 naira. And I gave them 2,000 naira, just to start, But see how he saw the opportunity and he completely revolutionized the entire banking sector. And Standard Trust Bank eventually bought over UBA because of how big they grew. All right, so that's an amazing story. It talks about resilience. I'm happy that a lot of this is happening in the fintech sector. And when you look at OP and some of the great things MoneyPoint is doing versus brick and mortar, you see that there's this evolution going on. Okay, so guys, hopefully that leaves a bit of a life lesson. Let me talk to you about Sola Adesakin. The timber and caliber of the finance world in Nigeria and Africa and globally. All right. Sola Adesakin is a seasoned finance coach, and she's a chartered accountant with a wealth of experience spanning over 2 decades. Her unwavering passion for empowering individuals and businesses to comprehend the intricacies of make, manage, multiply money has seen her establish Smart Stewards Financial Advisory Limited and Smart Stewards Advisory LLC in the US of A. Through these ventures and other platforms, Sola has transformed the financial lives of numerous people across 40 countries. helping them transition from financial stress to rest, from debt to wealth, and from mediocrity to an extraordinary life. I've seen this firsthand, by the way. Okay, so guys, know that we are not just speaking English. Sola is a strong supporter of SDG 5 and SDG 10 as she seeks to close the gender gap and reduce inequality through financial education, financial technology that we're interested in, and access to funding. Shola's dedication to achieving gender equality and reducing inequality is evident in her work as an alumna of the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs, which is an initiative of the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, and the Cherry Blair, okay, my Igbo-ness is creeping, foundation, and the Cherry Blair Foundation's Road to Growth program. She's also an alumna of Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women program and a member of the Select Global Women in Tech Mentorship Network of the USA. Her impressive academic credentials include a BSc and an MBA, a BSc and then an MBA degree from Oxford Brookes University and Edinburgh Business School, respectively. She's a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants of the United Kingdom, and a member of the Chartered Professional Accountants of Canada. In addition to her credentials, she's also a certified financial education instructor of the USA. Now, she has an impressive track record that includes facilitating government parastatals and private institutions. She's a Tony Elumelu, that name is also familiar, foundation mentor, and she sits on the board of 2 Nigerian NGO. All right. She has also been admitted into the Forbes Coaching Council, and this is a testament to her relentless pursuit of leveraging global alliances and partnerships to empower people to achieve their financial goals. With her extensive experience, academic credentials, and global partnerships, she is well positioned to empower people worldwide in their pursuit of financial success. She is happily married, and from her base in Lagos, she works with people and businesses all over the world. Guys, just take 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 minutes to just appreciate. Sola Adesakin. Look, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
I'm going
I didn't know you were going to read through all of my resume.
I had to.
Hey,
I had to.
I deserve all the accolades. Yes. Come on.
You do. You deserve it. You didn't buy it in the market now. You worked through it. All right, cool. So it's a pleasure having you, and thank you. I know you're a very busy woman. I know how you have you've had to perform some magic to get here today. Thanks so much for coming. Okay, so I'll ask you a couple of questions. Now, like I said, we want to humanize the conversation. I mean, we can talk about work and finances, and I think it's key, especially now that the dollar and the naira are not having a good relationship. But let's talk about you. Tell us something we don't know about you. You know, we see you on social media, and you're like, like far up there doing a lot of work. Tell us something we do not know about you that people can take away. Some light-hearted thing. Maybe not the fact that you're related to Goku Foundation.
All right, thank you, Manuel. I am so glad to be here, and thank you for the amazing work that you do. Something that a lot of people don't know about me, I think I should draw from the story that you already shared. I served in Bauchi State in 2001, 23 years ago. And at that time, there was nothing such as, social media, no phones, nothing. Now, the reason I'm saying this story is because I remember back then, my very first bank account, I think, was the one I opened with Standard Trust Bank. It wasn't the same STV, the same Tony Elumelu. And I followed Tony Elumelu so from there for years. And it's amazing that, I sort of, said to myself, one day, I'm going to build a career and build a legacy work that, people will know about. So just like we're here, Tony Elumelu started to build many years ago. So these days, you call him a lifestyle influencer, but hey, the guy has paid his duties. He's paid his dues.
Absolutely.
So in 3 or 4 years' time, when you see Sola becoming a lifestyle influencer, I have not only paid the dues with my academics and my credentials, I have been mentored. I have worked the work. So I think my story is a story of resilience. A lot of people think, Sola is consistent, but I have a lot of things that have happened to me that should have stopped me from doing the things that I do these days. But, you know, I've just been resilient all the way. That's what a lot of people might not know about me.
Fantastic. But it shows, I mean, it shows clearly you can't have built all that you've built by whim or by accident, all right? So, and again, I have the privilege of being in the front seat to watch your evolution, right, Sola? So that's something we we share, right?
Thank
so
you.
we can't talk about that too much.
Thank you.
But yeah, so great job that you've done. Guys, if you want to ask questions, please, there's a question button, so put the questions there. Hopefully we'll try to get to it. You know, someone said Gen Zs cannot know standard transfer.
Oh, they can't. I mean, Emmanuel, in those days when we had to fill our passbook to withdraw and to save. Can you remember?
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Cool. All right, cool. That's good to know, right? Bauchi, good relationship there. And at least we share something. This is a backstory, right? It's an inside joke we have, Shola. So let me ask you the question and see if did you pass JAM in one sitting? Who've been here for a while.
I did. I did.
What was your score? Shola, you're scattering this narrative
Imana,
for us now.
It's been a long time. I can't even remember. Maybe I can stumble. I can stumble on some, some document at home that would remind me. But
no, you don't have to look at it. So we have the story where a lot of the guys who eventually have come here all failed JAM at the first season, but that didn't define their lives or their careers. They went on to become amazing, great successes. So that's always a joke.
Can I quickly share a story along that line?
Go ahead.
I passed JAM at the first time, but I never got an admission into the school that I wanted. So I wanted to go to OAU to study accounting, but I wasn't getting the admission. So my dad of blessed memory suggested that I go to the Polytechnic. So a lot of people find it hard to believe that I started my career, with an OND. And after my OND, I started my internship, and I was bent on getting an admission into OAU. But as at that time, they said there were no spaces for accounting or accountancy, and that I should come and study demography and social sciences. And I declined. So I went back to the Polytechnic to get my HND. Now, these days, when people find it hard to be, people think that, because I don't have this or I don't have that, then I'm automatically disqualified. Guys, I started my career with HND, OND, HND, and we are here. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's another one. So, guys, I don't know who would have believed anyway. So, OND, I don't want to explain to you guys the difference between having an OND, HND, and a BSc, but there's this classing that we do. But Shola here started with an OND, HND, and look at me now, right? Great. Okay, so that's a great one. Thanks so much. Now, what's your finance story? Why did you go into? I mean, you're into finance. Why was it? I mean, were you a guru in mathematics? Did you wake up? Did you get born doing Excel and then you decided I wanted to do finance? Why finance, Shola?
Thank you. I'd always had a knack for figures, and I was so intelligent when I was growing up. I am still very intelligent,
No apologies.
Yeah.
No apologies.
And in those days, I don't know how they do it now, but I did my GSS1, GSS2, GSS3. Now, after GSS3, I wrote my exams, and I was bent on going to the commercial class, right, to study, subjects that would prepare me for accountancy. But my dad wanted me to be a doctor. Now, in retrospect, I don't know what happened. Maybe he spoke with them at the school, because after the GSS3 results came out, I was one of the best. So automatically, they put me in the science. They put me in the science class, and I started to struggle with the likes of chemistry, physics, art. So I had to beg them that, I wanted to study accounting. And I think after about 3 or 4 weeks into the first term of SS1, they allowed me going to the commercial class. So my love for figures, sort of took me into the world of accounting, because they're different. Accounting is different from finance or from finance, rather. So I studied accountancy. Like I already said, I went to do my OND in accountancy, HND in accountancy. But immediately after I finished my HND, I got my BSc in accounting. right? And then on and on, I became a fellow of ICANN. But again, that was about accounting and accountancy. It wasn't finance, because you need to know that there's a difference between those who are accountants and those who are finance experts. Or, I mean, back in those days, these days, everybody seems to be in finance. But, technically and literally back then, accountants were those who dealt with historical data, and finance experts were those who dealt with figures, with Excel, and, those who could project into the future. And back then, an accountant would have maybe an ICANN or ACCA, but finance people would have CFA, even up until now. But, things have changed over the years. At some point, I got tired of accounting. I got tired of just, sitting behind the computer. But what actually led me into finance was my personal experience. I was a chartered accountant, but my personal finances were scattered. I couldn't save, I couldn't invest. I was making about $500,000 like 17 years ago, but I was always very broke. Then one particular year, I took some very silly decisions. And, my finances and my life like spiraled downward. And, I promised myself and I prayed to God and I said, get me out of this mess. And I'm just going to teach people from my experiences. So being a chartered accountant didn't even help my personal finance. So, after that encounter and that, that very, very tough year for me, I started to learn about, financial literacy. I started to learn about how to navigate my personal finances, and the rest, they say, is history. So I pivoted from accounting into financial literacy. Now, from just general financial literacy and coaching, I have pivoted into tech, because at Smart Stewards, where we do financial literacy, we leverage tech heavily. And I mean, by the end of this quarter, we're launching our own mobile app for financial.
Fantastic.
The first of its kind in Africa. So that's how I started. So certifications and my qualifications and my experiences, right? And then, as the journey progressed, I was able to gain clarity and wanted.
Wow, fantastic. The nuggets are dropping, right? All right, so you pivoted from accounting to financing, and now you're into tech. We said last time that, as in what's going to be the foundation and the key to success in this generation would be your ability to, to relearn, learn, and unlearn, all right? And I think that's what you're doing. So you learned financial literacy, right? And it was a deliberate choice, all right, that you did. It got nothing to do with the fact that you studied accounting or all the stuff that you did. ICANN. It was completely different. How long did it take for you to get to the point of mastery in financial literacy, Sola?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So there's no shortcuts to this one. Guys, I hope you're hearing.
Right. So we go to school, they teach us to become lawyers, doctors, and accountants. Hardly, the dynamics of financial literacy. That's why you have a lot of broke MBA holders, broke PhD holders, because the dynamics are totally different. So when I embarked on the journey of financial literacy, I had to understand it for myself. First of all, I had to start to practice those things. These days, everybody's suddenly a coach. No certifications, no experiences. I don't have a problem with it. We operate in the knowledge economy, but please be certified. Please have the experiences to back up what you're teaching. So it took like 6 years to gain mastery. And when you say mastery, I don't think mastery is a destination. Mastery is a process. I am still in the process of gaining mastery. So I am stacking mastery upon mastery. Because, things become, what's the word now? Things go out of fashion so soon these days. So
so quickly,
at teaching this, you're a master at teaching that. Next year, something comes up. You know what? You have to gain additional skills.
Fantastic. Good. I'll try and guys, I'll take 1 or 2 questions after I ask this one, because this one again there's a couple of things I'm excited and waiting for you to talk about, especially when you talk about, basic knowledge of financial, financial mastery, those basic things, especially for guys who are now starting a business, they're entrepreneurs. What are the things they need to watch out and look out for? But I'll pack that for now. And let's talk a bit broad. What do you see are the key technological trends that are shaping the future of finance? We used to do Ajo and Isusu back in the days. All right, but these things have has evolved, So what, in your own opinion, are those technological trends that are shaping finance today?
Listen, I mean, even before we talk about finance, I mean, money is a key element of finance. And we have seen money change and evolve over the years. Money moves from barter to commodity to metal, to paper, to fiat, to bank money, and now to cryptocurrency. So what drives finance keeps evolving. Emmanuel, in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I don't know the kind of money we'll be spending. Maybe some imaginary money, whereby in my mind, I just think about paying you, and then somehow there's some connection. Money. Things are changing, you see. So money drives the world of finance, and money keeps evolving. What should we expect? Finance will keep evolving, and tech is another thing that drives finance, and it will keep evolving. At this stage, one thing is sure: change is inevitable, right? And it touches different areas of money. The nature of money itself, how it is being spent, how it is being made, how it is being exchanged. So technology will continue to drive all of those things. And I mean, if I say technological changes, it's broad, and just like I said, the way you make money is changing, right? The way you would manage your money is changing. The way you would multiply your money is changing. So we need to stay at the cutting edge of financial literacy and, what is happening around the world. This is not an age where you would say, I don't even understand technology. And don't get me wrong, there are people, they're literally young adults and, maybe Gen X. I'm Gen X. They're Gen Y. They're Gen X's who will tell you, social media, all of this internet thing, I don't understand it. You're deceiving yourself if you're not embracing the change, that is coming. So to directly answer your question, the nature of money, how it is being made, managed, and multiplied is changing. How it is being perceived is changing. And technology is driving this very hard.
Okay, cool. I mean, I like that. We normally do stuff we call, part of the questions we ask is become a tradition now. It's myths versus facts, okay? And this one is fun. I like you to just take a stab at it. There's a saying that savings can make you rich. How true is that?
Well, savings cannot make you rich. Yeah.
Okay.
That for two sides of my mouth. Savings cannot make you rich. But saving money is a starting point for your journey to building wealth. Listen, if you do not know how to save money, you are not ready to build wealth. Pinch of salt, because I didn't save money. I made $20,000 in cryptocurrency overnight. If you do not still know how to save it, you will not be able to build sustainable wealth. So saving is only a tool for the journey, of building wealth. But you can't save your way into making money. You have to take it a notch higher into investing and many other things.
And is it because the math doesn't math, Shola? Because if I were saving I can't even give the example of Naira now. If I had to be saving $1,000 every month for the next, Shola, all this mathematics that people do on social media. How long will it take for me to become a millionaire and all of that? Does that actually work though? Maybe 100,000, maybe 200,000. What's the formula?
Okay, so
for this.
So this is what I tell you. Saving money is putting money aside. Investing is putting money to work. Like I already said, saving, investing is putting money to work. I see a lot of people say, I am saving. You're saving, but you're leaving the money in your bank. You're leaving the money in your bank account and you're earning 2% when the inflation rate is 8%, food inflation rate 32%. So you see, helps you build the muscles of discipline and of putting something aside. Now, it is not enough to put aside. You then take it a notch higher by putting the money to work. Now, these days, there's a fine line between savings and investment because there are actually some saving platforms that would give you rates that are sort of competitive with other investment types. But if you leave your money just at the saving level, it won't help you. So if you save 100,000 per month, I get you. Save it first month, second month, third month. By the fourth month, aggregate the money, put it in investment, rinse and repeat.
Fantastic. And then I suppose the question would be how safe and what kind of investments. If you guys want to hear those kind of and then get the details about what kind of investments you do and pay her for. Myth and fact, 9 to 5ers. Shola, are you there? I think the internet is buffering.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes. Yeah, okay. So another myth and fact. So 9 to 5ers can never be billionaires, right? I think that we can settle that.
I don't agree.
You don't agree? Okay, tell me.
I don't agree. I mean, look around. The richest, some of the richest people in Nigeria are actually executives who work 9 to 5 in big organizations who pay them.
Okay.
Listen, I mean, I could explain this point from now till tomorrow. Because of these things, 9 to 5ers look down on entrepreneurs and small business owners and think that they are wasting their time. Small business owners and entrepreneurs look down on 9 to 5ers and think that they're slaving away their life. Who has made us a judge over one another? Listen, to build wealth, you need consistency of income, consistency of inflows. If you have that, you have something you can start to build wealth from. Now, what happens is that a lot of 9 to 5ers get carried away because of the stability and the security of their income, and they don't channel it right because they think that, oh, next month money is going to come in 2 months' time money is going to come in. Listen, as a 9 to 5er, you have that stability, and in most cases, an urge over entrepreneurs who don't have a constant source of income. Add investing knowledge to that, right? And there's a book called The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. I love it. And it says you can make money from 4
Say that again, because we need to hear that book.
The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. And it says,
the cash quadrant.
Yes, you can make money from 4 quadrants as an employee, self-employed, investor, and a business owner. Now, it says that being a business owner and an investor, those 2 quadrants are the best. But you see, for those who are employed, gainfully employed, one thing that you have an advantage, over is the fact that money comes to you regularly and consistently. Learn to channel that money into investments whilst you have it. I mean, it's hard doing business in Nigeria. A lot of people are struggling with getting that consistent cash flow. You have it. So channel it into the right investments, channel it into business. And listen, when we say business, business is not brick and mortar. Business is using other people's time, resources, talents to achieve your goals. You can actually combine forces with people and you have a business. What does it mean? As a 9 to 5er, you do not have time, but you have access. You know people. You can get someone who doesn't have those things, but they have the time, and you collaborate to do stuff. So you can play in all of those quadrants while you still have that stability of income. But to answer that question, most of the executives you get to a level up there that being a 9 to 5er really pays off. And we can't deny the fact that there are bank executives, there are people who have risen through the ranks and who make absolutely insane money. And you tell me 9 to 5er can be a billionaire. Don't say so again. Do you see?
Okay, billionaire in Naira, billionaire in dollars. Okay, but I get you, Shola, and I think the point is made. Let me tell you. So, what are the red flags to look out for in investments, Shola? Back in the days, you remember Nospetco? wealth solution, and I'm sure the Gen Zs will probably not know this one. I was a casualty of that investment, Nospetco, and then you have some, even more recently there was the agro rave, where a lot of people were investing in agro tech, businesses that also went south. So what are red flags to look out for in these investments, Sola, especially for those who want to invest?
Listen, I tell people all the time, before you invest, there are 4 things you should constantly bear in mind. Your peculiar financial situation, your age, your goals, and your risk temperament. That's why we call this thing personal finance. It's personal. You do not have risk temperament, even as couples. Most times you don't have the same goals. Most times you don't have you're not in the same age bracket. And most times your situation is different. Let me tell you this. Somebody earning 1 million comes to you and says, oh, there's an agro investment that, you know what, if you do it, I'm going to invest 500,000. And you are earning just 100,000. Look at it. Now, the person who can do away with 500,000 is putting away just 50% of his salary. But you are here, you are taking 80,000 out of your salary, which is 80%. So you can't invest the way everybody's investing. Now, when you bear that in mind, what are the things to bear? What are the red flags? Number one, I tell people that the way to wealth, the way to building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Again, excessive interest rates or return or, investment rates usually is a red flag. Benchmark whatever it is with a traditional and low risk investment. For example, news broke 2 days ago that treasury bills are now returning 19%, the highest maybe ever or in a long time. So if you're doing an investment and they're saying it is 35%, 40% per annum. Now, treasury bills, some of the lowest risk investment vehicles issued by the if somebody is saying we're giving you 40, listen, here and there. I used to run an investment company. I'm telling you this from experience. When you hear things like that, you have to just sit down, ask questions. We don't ask questions just because they say they can give 50% in 3 months. We just want that return. Study the history of the people you're investing in. The internet doesn't lie. A simple Google search will give you data about some of these organizations, right? But some of us, Emmanuel, even as a chartered accountant, I did wealth solutions back then because I was crazy. How could they be promising us 200% in about 6 weeks or so? It was insane. You know, your heart, you witness that it is not true. So what am I saying? Have a benchmark. There's a benchmark. Weigh it against the benchmark. Find out about the promoters. Go to the internet. Find out what has been happening with the company in the past, if they have any good track record, and of course, speak to a financial advisor when you're not, amongst other things, actually.
Fantastic. I think, guys, people are commenting. The comment section is burning up. Angela, you're doing a great job already, helping the guys here. Now, this one is important to me, right? Because you have various. The demographics here range from teenagers to guys who are just leaving school, guys who are in school, and really very young people. All right, what's that financial advice that we didn't get when we were teenagers? All right, so let's even break it. So for the guys who are teenagers, obviously you're talking about very small incomes, so disciplined habits and all that. If you were to summarize the guys who in their teens, early 20s versus the guys who in their 30s and maybe 40s, what's that financial advice that we could have gotten back in the days that we had to learn the hard way, Sola, as we grew older, that you want to give to these guys, especially as they try to build their finances, Sola?
Right. You're not too young to make money. Your personal finance, your very first investment was done at the age of. Can you hear me? Because I see this thing buffering. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, you're breaking just a bit, but it's getting better, right? Okay.
All right, thank you. You are not too young to understand how money works. You are not too young to understand the dynamics of making, managing, and multiplying money. The responsibility of financial management is not to be left to your parents or to your teachers. I mean, these days with the advent of technology, you see really young people, influencers, people under 20, under 15, making a whole lot of money. So my first advice is you are not too young to earn money. You are not too young to understand money. The responsibility for learning about money is yours and not anybody's, right? And I think I should also mention that when it comes to money issues, nobody is going to save you, right? The one you started breathing by yourself. It just means that as you grow older, some of these responsibilities fall on you. You need to embrace financial literacy early enough. So if somebody typed out something about early, that's the word. Early enough. Have an early head start. You can do business in your 20s. You can do business as a teenager. You can start to save. You can start to invest. Just get the right mindset, the right knowledge set, and the right skill set. And with guidance and mentoring, these days, I am the founder of Smart Steward. And at Smart Steward, what do? We teach people how to make, manage, and multiply money across different age categories. We have what you call the Smart Start young adults. So just embrace financial literacy and go hard after financial literacy. Listen, you'll succeed. Big time.
Okay, cool. So it's financial literacy, and guys, a lot of people remember the last time we had the talk, on the series. A lot of people want information handed down to them, dumbed down, so to speak. But I think there's also the place where people need to really be passionate about learning and getting knowledge and seeking information and reading. And I think these are some of the things that you have dropped in the conversations that we are having, all right? People cannot do all of the work for you, all right? There has to be a point where you need to say, I'm dissatisfied. Sola was an expert in terms of a degree, but she was broke at some point. And she then had to go and learn about financial literacy. And now she's a thought leader as far as finance is concerned in Nigeria. And you just need to follow the profile and understand what I'm talking about. All right, but she had to put in the work. There are no shortcuts to these things, guys. And never in history or in this generation have we had the abundance of resources available to us, whether online, like she said, whether in courses like the Udemy courses and all these things you can do, even on YouTube. All right, so it's important that guys also take the responsibility, to take the future into their hands, and and then put in the work to succeed. All right, let me ask this question. A couple of questions I have, and this one is more maybe at the point of policy. Okay, with the increasing prevalence of online transactions, what security measures should individuals take to protect their financial information? Okay, so this one, do you have any comments on that, Sola?
That's tech, cybersecurity, and all of that. But common sense will tell us to just intensify, right? Intensify your cybersecurity literacy. These days it's on the increase. People, somebody still called me yesterday. I think they hacked somebody's WhatsApp, and then they were calling all the group members to say there's a code. And sometimes you think you're so knowledgeable and literate, and you almost fall victim to it, right? I agree. Last 1 month, we have had to deal with somebody wanted to hack something, somebody wanted to hack something. So follow cybersecurity experts. There are basic things that they tell you to do, right? Protect your password. Don't share your password. For your banking instructions, this is a very practical thing that I do. The current account that is linked to my bank card hardly has money. Do you see? So each time I want to make a transaction using my card, I move the money there. So if you steal my card, if you hack the card, you can't get anything out of it. Do you understand? That's one personal measure I have put in place, right? And then, don't leave monies in places that can be easily accessed or accessible. Now, people one chance. You will not enter one chance. I will not enter one chance. So But they get their phones, and then with a simple star, sometimes they wipe all their accounts. Listen, don't even leave so much money in your bank account that can be wiped. These days, there are money market mutual funds that are not easily accessible on your phone, that you can start with a minimum of 5,000. So when you have some sizable amount of money, move it in your money market mutual fund. If anybody takes your phone, they can't do any star 737 to collect the money. Even if they get your BVN, they can access the money, because to access the money, you have to send an instruction to the, you have to partly liquidate that money market mutual fund, and it will take 24 to 48 hours. So except they kidnap you, but they won't kidnap you. What am I saying? With your finance, don't be vulnerable, like somebody said. Put in a lot of controls, like I do. Don't give money in the account that is linked to your bank account, right? Don't be careless. Don't have money just, flowing all around you that will be sold people, to steal. And like I said, embrace cybersecurity. What do you call it? Literacy as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get a lot of money, start to practice it. In my local, they would say that, what you will not collect as a rich man, don't collect it as a poor man. Start to act rich. Start to put those, those measures in place so that you don't lose money, right? That's what I.
No, I think that's very helpful, right? I do this as well in a very limited format, but I think that's a good one. Having money in your card, and especially with the state of insecurity now.
Can I quickly tell you, give you a practical example, right? So somebody recently hacked our Facebook account because we had been doing this. Now the bank, so there are cards that I don't use for just everything. See, there are cards that are for all of this online stuff. So I had changed. It was a US bank card. I changed it because the bank requested that I changed my account. Do you know that somebody hacked up my Facebook account? I just saw the notification because there's somebody changed your password from Abuja. I'm like, Abuja. So our consultant quickly changed it. Do you know that within 1 hour, the person had run ads totaling about $550? I don't know how they do it, but the card on that account was a card that wasn't functional any longer. So we had to write Facebook. At the end of the day, they justified my claim, and that was it. Now, imagine if there was money on that card. They would have won $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in one day. But also be sensitive. Put authentication, two-factor authentication.
Two-factor, absolutely.
Protect your finances. You do it.
Yeah. Don't make it easy. Don't make it easy, guys. Make it difficult, and sometimes not even for the intruders. Actually, for yourself, right? We've learned that the more difficult it is for you to access your own finance, the more disciplined you can be as well. All right. So there's also that. All right, cool. So this one, so we have entrepreneurs here, guys who are techies, who are starting businesses. You have started, started a company, and your company is growing in leaps and bounds. What are the smart financial decisions that entrepreneurs should take? Because I mean, ideas, innovation, skills sometimes is not enough if you want to scale a business, right? So what are the smart, and again, like I said, the stats are there. 30 to 40% of the failures in most businesses comes down to balancing your books, and guys are just not skilled at doing that. So how can you help entrepreneurs, young techies, guys who really want to do business, basis your own experience and your expertise in financial literacy?
Thank you. I love it. There's a book I wrote about 4 years ago. By the way, I am of 8 books, published books. But there's a book titled The Real Profit. If you can't, on Amazon, it's for sale or for purchase within The Real Profit. And I shared 7 P's for aspiring and young business owners about, understanding the financial side of them. But the first point I would like to say is separate your personal finance from. Listen, I'm bored some committee that wanted to give some grants, a couple of years ago. And they said, we're going to give you 5 million grants for women. Guys, submit your applications. Even when you have 5 million grants, even if your business is not young, won't you submit your application? So it was.
Absolutely.
They had loads and loads.
It's naira, not dollars.
Yes, loads and loads of applications. But to sort of choose people who would go to the next stage. They went through their bank statement. If they go through your bank statement for your business and they see things that are personal, you are automatically disqualified. And because I coach and I consult for small business owners, you see the most insane things on their bank statement. Women, spa, Pepe.
Hey, oh my goodness.
And another thing that they said that caught my attention, they said if they saw ATM withdrawals on your bank statement, you're disqualified. And I said, why? They said, would you see ATM withdrawals on the bank statement of Chevron, of Shell, of Cadbury? If you are a business, allow the business to run as a business. Business cannot by itself go to the ATM machine. So if you're paying cash, encourage your vendors to have business accounts. So transfers. So number one, separate your personal finance from your business. Don't mix it up. Even if the business is your only source of income, put yourself on a salary. When you draw more than your salary, then you know that it's a loan from the business to you. When you put money into your business, then you know that you are giving the business a loan. So let it breathe. Do you see why a lot of African businesses, Nigerian businesses don't transcend the first generation? There are no structure. Do things anyhow. Separate your personal finance from your business finance. Number two, be big on record keeping. Like people want to get grants. Do you know that there are grants for profit businesses? I mean, I could go on and on. Maybe I'll talk about that, another time on one of my own lives. Or there are grants not just for NGOs, but for profit businesses. My company won a grant last year. My it won a grant last year. Now, the things they would ask you are the records. At that time, you can't cook anything. They would ask you for your bank statement. They would ask you for your history. They would ask you for your payroll. They would ask you for your income. So all of you that do business and you collect the money for your business into your personal account, you are not doing the business any good. So don't forget, I said separate your personal finance from business finance. Number two, be big on record keeping. Finally, for today, I mean, I could go on and on very basics of financial management. The kind of financial statement. I hear a lot from business owners who would say, I don't have a knack for figures, so I have an accountant who does all our business. Go and ask very wealthy people. I'm sure Dangote is on top of the figures of his conglomerate. Right? They may not be the one, but on a weekly basis, the record's coming. But here you are just starting your business. Like, I don't like figures. I don't like math. I don't have a knack for figures. I have an accountant. Till your accountant takes all the money away and then your eyes open. Do a basic course. Accounting for no accountants. We have a course in Smart Stewards for business owners like that. Just understand what is a P&L account. What is a balance sheet, right? What apps? There are apps these days. We're talking about tech that would help you invoice on the go, issue receipts on the go, and do many things on the go. So don't be very, very passive. You want to grow a business, you don't know the figures. Ask some people who make last month. They don't know. They're not on top of it. Business, you see, the kingdom of business suffers violence. Violence of literal knowledge, violence of intentionality. Nobody's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, I wish you could give us two more, but okay, I think we should chew on this one. Yeah, and again, if I'd said it, I mean, it would probably be I'm the one saying it. We like to say it's not what it said, it's who is saying it, right? I mean, the figures are there. people fail in business, entrepreneurs fail because they don't really have an understanding of figures. But there are no excuses for this one, guys. You need to know your numbers. Need to know your numbers. Just like in your health, you need to know your numbers. There's this thing, I mean, this one is just an aside, right? Lifestyle inflation. I heard the word for the first time when my team brought this to me, where, you know, as your incomes increases, so also your lifestyle in a sense. How would you advise that we manage this? I think this is also important, Sola.
Lifestyle creep. Like, you know, money is I mean, you use the word currency for money, and it is derived from the word current. Current flows. Money loves mobility. Money loves speed. Money is inanimate, but money is so smarter and wiser than a lot of people. How can an inanimate thing make people, you know, worried, apprehensive, and do all manner of things? Now, that's what happens when your salary increases or your income increases. There's money has a mind of its own, and it takes on the nature of the person who owns it. And this big concept, something lives with me in my mind all the time. He says that money is a bad leader, but a good servant. If you understand aim your money and how to direct it, you will make the most of it. But back to the question, you get a salary, and then money starts to tell that, hey, I'm trying me, use me, here am I, use me. And then the things that you could not afford because you have a little bit of money in your pocket start to become more attractive. Listen, we all can do with more money. And that's why even the rich people, they are still playing the game, because once a millionaire is not forever a millionaire, once a billionaire is not forever a billionaire. There are many folks spending against your money. You have inflation, you have inflation risks, and all of those things. But to the question, what I tell people and what I do is, I mean, by way of practice, in the last 3 years, 4 years, I have consistently saved about 70% of my income, 60 or 70%.
Wow.
Yes. So what happens is lifestyle inflation, they earn a little more, then they increase or they upscale their expenses. What I tell people is close your eyes to that increase and assume that it never came. Now that increase, put it.
All right, so that's the internet. Guys, can you hear me? Shala, you need to
so
go back
a
again,
call,
right? We lost you for a bit.
Yeah.
We lost.
A call interrupted the line.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, sometimes close your eyes. Close your eyes to that increase. Just imagine that it never came. And start to channel it towards your goals, towards your investments. Now, when we teach personal finance, we are not even telling people not to enjoy their life. When you plan it, you have something going into your necessities, you have something going into your savings, and you have something going into you taking care of yourself, right? Once you have done that, even when extra money comes, you are not under pressure to spend money on yourself. Even before you got the salary increase, you have been spending money on yourself. Do you get it? So my advice
Absolutely.
is sometimes close your eyes to it, just assume that it never came, and stack it up for your goals, for investments, or for whatever it is you want. I hope that works.
Wow. Fantastic. So that's 60 to 70%. Wow, that's some heavy discipline right there. You know, great stuff. I suppose there's no way to succeed if you don't have some certain level of discipline. Okay, cool. So, where do we begin? Let me see if I can take us 1 or 2 questions, Shola, and then we'll go into one exciting part of this episode, which is where we get to choose guys who will be recipients of our devices, and who will definitely get the opportunity, you know, to get help along their tech journey. Someone is asking, how do I get familiar with figures? I think Sola mentioned that it needs to be a deliberate journey for you. All right, and maybe you can join and read one of Shola's books as well for that. What are some ways I can enter the fintech industry? Let me see. Central bank figures. There's a lot of questions on cryptocurrency, Shola. I don't know if you want to say anything about that. But let me just look at one. Okay, I think you've answered a lot of these questions. Even people who are scared of investing because of scammers. I think Shola has given some good insights there. Well, we've talked about the prominent challenges for finance and tech startup and all of that. Yes. Shola, they're asking, and I think there's an opportunity here. They says, is there a space to learn all of this continually? And I think your community is a good place to start. You want to talk about that, Shola?
So, first of all, follow my handle, Shola. Follow Smart Stewards. Now, at Smart Stewards, we have an academy, and we're saying that give us 3 months of your time and your energy. We have provided well-curated courses, webinars, community, accountability structure to help you win with your finances. And what we want to do is, within 3 months, teach you how to manage and multiply money, or provide basic understanding for you on which you then continue to build. So you can join us at Smart Stewards Academy. If you go to my page or the Smart Stewards page, you would get a link on how to join. If you're a young adult, we have something for young adults between ages 18 and 25. If you're older than that, the academy is fantastic. Yesterday night, we had a webinar in which I dissected how to invest in a time like this. Do you see? So we have all of those, like I said, courses, money challenges, conferences, accountability systems to help you. I mean, this is a peculiar year. Now, this is not a year where you would say, we'll rough everything. Don't rough blind. Things are even, harder, than they were 2 or 3 years ago. So you need to be guided. You need to be intentional. You need to follow those who know. You need to gain access to the right resources, right? And then you can.
Fantastic, and you need to be intentional, guys. 6 months ago, the naira to the dollar was 475. Today, it is 1,500. Right? Your level of investment and your level of financial literacy needs to be 10 times ahead of the level of depreciation of the economy is going at this point. All right, inflation is almost 30%. Full inflation is definitely more. Shall I mention that? Guys, we need to be ahead of the curve, all right? And again, like we said, what we do here is not to complain about the challenges. We look for solutions, and that's why Shola is here. That's why you'll be having fantastic speakers all through this episode talking about how we can find those opportunities in the tech space, in the tech world, so that we can always be one step ahead of the challenges. And in any case, we are tech people, and then we try to put our money where our mouth is. And so we know that for you to have a successful tech career, you have to have devices. We can't give devices to every single person, but we can start one person at a time. And that's what we want to do right about now. Now, Shola has been amazing. I mean, guys, you need to, Shola, everyone has been saying, you're great, you're amazing. And they've learned so much in just a couple of minutes. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been educative. And then we really can have stuff that we can take home. And I'll do a bit of a summary before we leave. But for now, Shola, you're going to be the judge and the jury. We're going to have 5 people who are going to come up and tell us why they deserve to get the laptop that we're going to be given. Again, we say it's not just about the device. You will then be inducted into a community of tech people where you have digital literacy at the forefront. We're going to put you through some basic digital literacy courses, and then when you define, or we together decide what the next steps are you for your journey, we'll then support you on the way. If indeed you want to do finance, hey, Smart Stewards is also here, and then we can put you through there. But it's great, and it's a great opportunity for those who have been part of this journey. And today we have almost 13 people who are running in this path. Okay. So Shola, so far, and we'll give you an opportunity, so please hang on with us. And I know that you are speaking from your phone and you're probably not in your house. but I mean, we've come this far. Let's finish together. We have 5 people who we will invite now. And guys, again, make it quick. 1 minute, give it your best shot. And Sola has the burden of deciding. She knows how to make smart money decisions, so I'm sure she'll be able to recognize who the smart guys are. All right, so by the way, something interesting was said last time, guys. There are some people that still have a knack for having funny names as their handles. And people don't realize that these things kind of like excludes you out. Look at some of the tips that Sola gave. Yeah, you want to buy pepper, you want to go and buy lingerie, and you put it on your business bank statement. You know, I mean, you're automatically disqualified. All right, so please, I love the guys. You guys need to take the handles more seriously. We look at them, guys. People in the background are checking out your handles, checking out your Instagram profile, just to be sure that we're giving our devices to the right people. Okay, so I'll mention the names, guys. Go and request for me to add you. Adebote Daniel, Adeolu, that's one. Asuku Idris. We have Techie Official. Okay, that one definitely was listening. Whoever that is. Ayomide loves tech. Am I pronouncing Ayomide right? Ayomide loves tech. My people will kill me. Shall I forgive me? Prince Chinemere 100. All right, those are the 5 people who we're going to have make a pitch. All right, 5 people. All right, so I'll look for you right now, and then I'll add you, and then you can begin. All right, there is Ayomide loves tech has just disappeared right now. I saw you just for a second. Okay, but we'll begin with Asuku Idris. All right, I'll take Asuku Idris up. 1 minute. Tell us why you think you're the guy who should get the laptop today, and then Shola is listening to you very intently. Now, 2 other people will get data, by the way, so for a month, so that they can get the data part of tech. Okay, cool. Let's see. Asuku Idris, I hope your internet is good. I'll invite, I'm trying to look for you. Asuku, let me try one. It's definitely an all guys day today, guys. I mean, there's no woman. Look, for the last 3-4 times, we've only had females win. So this is definitely a time for the guys, the time for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to win tomorrow. So internet has been bad across the board. All right. So Prince Chinere, I'd like you to join if you can. Thank you so much. And you're right. Everyone did speak very well. All right. I'll let Shola come back, of course, and then she can give her closing remarks. But I'd just like to remind you of some of the great things that we've learned today, just to put a summary. Oh, yes, the network is really bad. And guys, my apologies. Hopefully we'll get better. Thank you for spending 1 hour, 30 minutes for most of you guys who have been here and stayed all through. Some of the things that Shola talked about is, of course, knowing the difference between accounting and finance. Understand that because you get a degree doesn't necessarily guarantee you success. You do need, to go the extra mile and put in your own personal discipline to develop yourself. She had to pay the price for almost 6 years to learn financial literacy and become the expert and the thought leader that she is today. All right, so nothing good happens easy. And you must be passionate about it. One of the reasons why the people who we ask to come do the pitch for the laptops necessarily have to be engaged, have to be passionate, and have to want the laptop desperately, because we know that you cannot replace that, and you cannot teach that, for people who must succeed. Shola has scattered finances. And like I said, a lot of you don't know the relationship that I have with Shola, but it goes way back. I'm talking about very way back. And I've seen her evolve. I've seen her go through that evolution. And that's one of the reasons why I can vouch for her and what she does. You definitely need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's definitely going to be the key to success in these times as well. You must graduate from savings to investment. Savings is your money sitting down in the bank. Investments making your money work for you. The journey to wealth creation is a marathon. It is not a sprint. A lot of you didn't hear the hidden, you never heard the hidden nuggets that Shola shared. It's something that I have taken very, very quickly, that Treasury bills now sells for 19%. 19%. This thing moved to 3% at some point. It's growing. This news broke just 2 days ago. And it's important that you guys understand that there's an opportunity there for those who want. Ask questions. Don't be careless with your finances. Please embrace cybersecurity. For those who are doing businesses, separate your personal business from your business, your personal finance from your business finance. Build structures, very, very important, and be massively big. That's tautology, but I'm saying for effect. Be big on record keeping. Have a knack for figures. People should not run your finances for you. Please do it yourself. And it's important, if you must succeed. All right. One great thing that I think is something that you probably can leave with is that money is a bad leader, but it's a good servant. Okay. So do ensure that you make your money to work for you. All right. I'm going to try and get Sola now. So give us a few minutes because we need to announce who the winners are for this, and then Sola would have to make this decision for us. Okay. Give me a second. The internet has been horrible today. Okay. All right. All right. We'll make this interesting. We're going to do phone a friend, and we'll get Sola to to talk about who she has chosen. 080. No, I was going to read that outside. Okay, she's back. Fantastic. That's me. Yep. Okay. Guys, I was going to call Sola, but I think she's back. So the network has been crazy. It's been kicking other people out. Okay, Sola, thank you for coming.
Listening to you.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that. I didn't see this. Okay, good. So, Sola, you have the ball is in your court now. You need to announce 2 people who will get data and then 1 person who will get the laptop as per your decision. Okay. And you can tell us why. And you can tell us why you are choosing them, by the way, just so that other people can learn. Yeah.
Thank you. This is a tough one because I think they all did well, considering the fact that their network wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
I think Ayomide had the first movers advantage. He finished within time. He started convincing. Asuku Idris did well as well. Adebote Daniel convinced me. I loved listening to him as well. But my winner for tonight, right? Because it sounded, if I was to give the laptop myself, I think he highlighted the reason he wants the laptop, what it is going to help him achieve. He highlighted his current challenges as well. So a pitch, tell us where you are and where you're headed and what will take you there. I think my winner is Ayomide Lost Tech. In 1 minute, and he did that within time, and he was able to convince me. So well done. I don't know how much data costs, but I think the 3 others should get data. The third person can be on me, please.
Oh, fantastic. So every single person will get the data for the month, and congratulations to Ayomide Lost Tech. Congratulations as well to the CIH community, the Community Innovation Hub. I love exactly everything that you guys are doing there. And I think you constantly begin to bring up people who are upskilled and who eventually are making waves in the tech world. All right. Congrats, Ayomide. Guys, for me, it's been wonderful as always. I loved having this session. And we loved having Sola Adesakin here. Sola, what are your final words to people who are struggling with their finances and people who are about to take this important step, having listened to everything you've said?
All right, thank you. I'd say two things, to address two different things. I like the scripture that says that the race is not to the swift, neither is the battle for the strong. Time and chance happens to them all. The time is preparation, the chance is opportunity. Earlier today, if anybody had told that they would win the laptop, they probably would not have believed. But he was prepared each, and they came. So plant yourself. Don't take things for granted. People's lives are literally being changed like by the second. Just ensure that you're preparing yourself to show up as your best version, and then you're looking for the opportunity. Usually one door opens to other doors, and but for your finances, listen, I already said that attaining financial freedom is like running a marathon and not a sprint. Don't get carried away by the things that you see on social media. A lot of these things are glamorized. People just want to show off what they want you to see. You don't know what is happening behind the scenes. But the principles of personal finance that have stood the test of time is, build gradually, have goals, put in the work, upskill, gain knowledge, learn how to manage your resources, and give it time. It would always work out.
A rousing round of applause, Sola. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you as well for your time. You've not had the last from us yet. We're in this journey together. From time to time, we would call on you, and I believe that we have your ears, and you always come to help us as we try to get the next generation ready in the tech space, but also in the finance world as well. Thank you so much, Sola. Thank you, guys, every person that has joined. Guys, stay engaged on the handles. Mark your calendars for the next session. And thanks to all the people who are working behind the scene as well to get this up and running. We love you. Best of luck for Nigeria tomorrow. We will celebrate. All right. We'll celebrate tomorrow after the Super Eagles defeat Cote d'Ivoire on their home soil. For those who have won, please send a DM to my handle so that we can get in touch with you, and then we'll tell you all the details are for you to be able to get your prizes. And then the journey begins from then on. Thank you, guys. Looking forward to the next session with you guys. Have a lovely evening, lovely weekend. Congratulations.